Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. This is Jasmine. I have a 9 card spread here for you. This is going to be about Regina King's son. His name was, I believe, Eon Alexander Jr. He committed suicide a few days ago. He had just turned 26 years old, and then 2 days later he committed suicide. So I did ask Spirit about what happened. I had to meditate a whole lot, y'all. I meditated a whole lot. I pre-shuffled, and this is what I came up with now. There is a whole lot more coming, is what I understand from Spirit. So there'll be 2 more parts to this video because there's more to this than meets the eye. I'm telling you right now. All right. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am not in my normal element. I'm at my mother's house, and so I don't have my candles or my gong or anything like that. That's why you're seeing this background here. So I'm just using this placemat on our table. And I don't have my camera stand, so I'm holding this phone with my hand, okay? She does not have internet, so I'm using my phone to make this video. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Hit that thumbs up button. If you want a personal reading, contact me with the information down below. I don't have my magic cup here, but if some of you have seen it, I have a magic cup, and those that drink from it will gain good luck and health as well. If you buy it, the link will be in the description box below. All right. So let's get started with the video. I did ask what happened. What happened to him? Why did it happen? Was it really a suicide? Was there drugs and alcohol involved? Who else was involved? And what is the final outcome? All right. So here we have the Magician in the reverse. So as we all know, with the Magician in the upright, that represents that you can manifest anything you want to in life. All right, the Magician holds his wand up. We have power here, the infinity sign, which lasts forever. You know, whatever decision you make lasts forever. And then we have the yellow that comes up, which he was trying to manifest new things. I did hear that he was trying to, or he had just put out a new CD or something like that, music. I really don't know much about him because I didn't even know she had a son, to tell you the truth. Okay. The reason I found out about this is because someone told me that he had passed. So right away I wanted to do a video. Now, so in the reverse, this shows that he wasn't able to manifest what he wanted to manifest. He wanted to be big, blow up in the music industry and other areas, but it just didn't happen the way he wanted to. Yes, he was popular because of his mom. Yes, people liked his music, but it didn't blow up the way he wanted to blow up in the music industry or in other areas. So that's why the Magician's in the reverse. But here we have the Tower. As we all know, this is an unexpected event. When the lightning bolt hits the people, what do the people do? They fall to their death. So this does indicate a death as well. This is a death card. There's more than one death card in the tarot. There's one that says death, but there's more cards that mean death as well, like this one. Okay, this is one that means death as well. So an unexpected event happened, which was what? Suicide is what they're saying. They're saying that he committed suicide, that he left a note, and he fell to his, he went to his death. Okay, but why? Why did he commit this suicide? I only watched 1 3-minute clip of him, and it said something about that he had said he wasn't, that I think Instagram wasn't good for him watching it or something like that. I do feel like he had some type of mental issues, but I don't feel like he had huge mental issues. Okay. I feel like it was more peer pressure for him, more pressure to be on top like his mother, and it just wasn't happening. I think that's what was happening to him. I don't feel like he was crazy or had those type of psycho tendencies or anything like that. I just feel like he was putting too much pressure on himself to become this big, huge person. And when it wasn't happening, it was getting to him. And yes, internet can interfere a lot with people and with their mental status if you let it, okay? I'm also seeing the Lover's card here in the reverse. So there was someone in his life that it did not work out with. And I feel like this also contributed to his death. I feel like he could not get over this person because, see, here we have the Lovers in the upright. This represents someone that is new love, okay? And this person also has sex on the brain, so that means their sexual activity was very, very great, okay? But it's in the reverse, so that means this was in stagnation, or it could have ended. or they had trouble, something like that. Okay, so I do feel like whoever he was involved in and this was happening here contributed to that mental status that he was in. I feel like he could not get over it. Why? Because we have the Three of Swords here. There might have been a third party. Here's a third party here. Okay, but here we have, and then I asked if he was he involved in drugs? Was his mental status messed up because of drugs and alcohol? Or was it really a suicide, or did someone do away with him? Because that is my question. Okay, when I asked that question, this is what I got. Okay, this is a sneaky person that's lurking around, stealing your energy, promising you one thing, but delivering something else. So I do feel like there's another person that knows about his death. Not just so much a suicide, but that knows other things that is not saying that we don't know about. But guess what? There's two swords left here behind. So that means evidence left behind. Okay, so I do feel like that's going to come out. I do see that they might do an autopsy. Hopefully they will, to see if there was any drugs and alcohol in his body. I'm hoping that they will. But I'm not sure how the mother is going to handle that. Right now she's devastated in such turmoil. Deep, deep turmoil. Okay, but there is another party that knows something and they're hiding a secret. This is a secret. Okay, they're hiding a secret about his death. All right, so now we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This has to do with money coming in. In the upright, the money, you have to hold on to your money very tight, like this man is doing. See how he's holding his money very tight. Could have a bonus, or maybe a small bonus coming in, or someone's making mistakes with your numbers at the bank. We are in Mercury retrograde, so that happens a lot at the bank when we're in Mercury retrograde. But for him, it fell in the reverse. So that means the money that he was expecting, that came out of here, right here, with is underneath the Magician, meaning he did not manifest what he wanted to manifest. And I'm thinking it was with his music or something, his career, and it wasn't manifesting the way he wanted it to. So the money wasn't coming in the way he expected or wanted it to as well. Maybe money was owed to him or due to him by some company, or it just hadn't arrived, or postponed, something to that effect, which also contributed to his mental state. So it wasn't just one thing, it was many different factors that he had going on in his mind that it wasn't not helping him. So he had not manifesting what he wanted, no money. Well, he had money, but just not what he was expecting. The Lover in the reverse. I'm sorry, my camera's moving. And then there's a secret here. Okay, so then we have next the, this is the, let's see, this is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. In the upright, it means that if you see the man clearly, see how he's looking around, and he's got a bandage on his head. So this means life has beat him up, okay? But he's still able to stand and hold himself up with the help of this wand here, but he's protecting what is his, okay? Right here, he's protecting all these wands. These wands represent his family, home, life, career, money, everything. He's protecting them. And then he's in extreme deep thought because the whole card is blue. Blue represents deep thought. So, but for him, it fell in the reverse. So why is it in the reverse for him? All right. So, okay, sorry. My camera stopped. I had to restart it. But so when it's in the reverse, it represents that this man can no longer fight that battle. Mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, but more mentally exhausted. So I do feel like he was in that state of mind. He was mentally exhausted from thinking about all this stuff here, which led him to, maybe a breakdown, nervous breakdown, or led him to the suicide that they say he committed. Okay, but this means that he cannot no longer fight. He's not in the mental condition to fight for what he wants, to go on with the battle. So he's mentally exhausted. Okay, so that means he needs to rest, recuperate before he goes out and fights the battle again. But that did not happen because it fell underneath the Tower moment. So all this thinking about this and about that and about that led him to where he's at right here, which was falling to his death with the unexpected event. So finally, when it accumulated, and now that we're in Mercury retrograde, that pushed it over the edge. You can be thinking about all kinds of terrible stuff, but if you're in that state of mind during Mercury retrograde, remember what Mercury retrograde does. It comes and pushes you over the edge. Okay, it creates an effect to where it pulls you out of where you're at and brings you through. So for him, it wasn't good. Okay, so I did ask about where he's at now, and here, of course, we have the hangman. The hangman is always comes up when someone passes away and they have moved up to a higher place. So I do see the light around his head, which represents he made it to the light. He's on the other side, and he is okay on the other side. He does realize now what has happened to him and what he did. He is in the light, y'all, but he's not in heaven yet. Okay, remember, we go to a waiting place, but I do see the light close to him, around him. All right. I often wonder about people that commit suicide. Do they go the other way? What happens to them? But I think that, our Lord is a very forgiving Lord. And I do feel like when some people have mental disorders, that I don't feel like God holds those against them, especially if you have no way of fixing that. Some people are born that way, or they have chemical imbalances that leads them to that, and they just have no control over that. So I do know that our Lord is a forgiving God, but I do know that he made it to the other side, is what he's saying. He now realizes what he's done and what he has done to his mother, because here we have the judgment. Okay, this is the great aha card, the awakening card. So now that he is crossed over, these two fell together. He does realize what he did, which was something terrible for his family, for his mother. He sees his mother in this terrible, terrible state. He realizes how his death and his decision to die did to his family. So he had his spirit now, because he's in the spirit form, had a great awakening moment. This is where you get this card when you don't realize things until the very end. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. You have an aha moment, the great awakening moment. So now he's awakened to the situation that he caused, which is also disturbing his soul as well, because now here we have the Three of Swords, which is the heartbreak. There's three parties here, and I am seeing him, his mother, and I guess his father. I know the mother wasn't with the father, but he still has a father somewhere. So this created much, much sadness, broken heart. So he knows that now. He's been awakened to this situation here, what he caused here. He's awakened to it now, which caused the sorrow, very deep, deep sorrow for his mother, especially his mother. She's beside herself with agony and pain. This was her only son, and she loved him dearly. She always went above and beyond for him, and she never let her career interfere with raising him. All right, she was a very, very good mother to him. She divorced the father later on in years, but she always made sure he was well taken care of. She did not leave him with nannies or people like that. She always took care of him very well. So this has created a huge, huge hole in her heart. All right, y'all, I'm going to stop here because there's going to be more to this, because we have the sneaky card here. So there's somebody else that knows something. I'm going to wait and see if they do an autopsy, because I'm also feeling, I'm not saying that this is true. Remember, this is alleged, because this is YouTube and a tarot card reading, but I also feel like somebody else knows something that we don't know, but evidence was left behind. So was this really a suicide? Was there drugs and alcohol involved? I did ask that question. The devil card did not show up. That represents drugs and alcohol, but this did show up here. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's someone else that might have been involved, that knows something or did something, but we'll find out in our next reading. Okay, thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that bell so you'll be notified when I upload another video. Also, check out my store and buy the cup, y'all. Okay, buy the cup. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.